Right, this is question 11 of the 2022 National 5 biology paper. Let's have a look at it. The diagram represents a blood capillary passing through the body cells of a mammal. All right, let's have a quick look at this. So we have the capillary running through here. We have these very, very thin cells along the side of the capillary. These are the ependymal cells. And but you can just think of them as epithelial cells. The cells of the body, could be liver or something, I suppose, doesn't really matter. And we have this kind of gap here. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, there we go. We've got the understanding. We have an arrow pointing from the body cells to the capillary. So that's the direction in which waste products will move from the cells into the blood. And we have some red blood cells running along here. Okay, name a gas that is transported in the direction shown by the arrow in the diagram and name this method of transport. And name this method of transport. So we're going to get 2 marks for this. We've got to get what's the gas. Okay, so waste products are going to move from the cells to the blood to be disposed of. And unless this is a hormone, but it's not clear, a gland, in which case it might add a hormone into the blood, but this is not a gland. So, and glands don't produce gases anyway, so be careful about this too. So it says gas here and gas here, so make sure you're being really clear with what you're doing here. They're asking for a gas. They're not asking for any other form of waste product. So the only waste product that's a gas that we know of is carbon dioxide, which is a waste product of aerobic respiration. Okay, carbon dioxide. And the method of transport for this, well, carbon dioxide builds up on cells. It's low in the blood. It's a low concentration in the blood. It's high concentration in the cells. So it's going to move from high concentration to low concentration, and that's the movement of diffusion. D-I-F-F-U-S-I-O-N. Now, you might be tempted to put passive transport in there because that's certainly true. But in this particular case, they're going to want the actual word. Okay? They're going to want the word diffusion. Okay, passive transport, don't know. You might get away with it. It may be marked wrong. It's true, but it might be marked wrong. Give a feature of the capillary network that increases the efficiency of absorption of materials. Okay, so what increases the efficiency of absorption of materials in the capillary? Well, there's a couple of things. One is, and the main one is, it has very, very thin walls. The cells, 1 cell thick, the walls are only 1 cell thick. In fact, this is a much fatter cell drawn in this case. There's much more cytoplasm in these cells than you would normally see in a capillary. But it also has a high surface area. There's a high surface area of capillaries. But I think we'll just stick with thin walls 1 cell thick. So the capillary, this is, we're not getting much room to write here, so I'm just going to put in, the walls, capillary walls. I'm going to make sure I've got this. Capillary walls are thin, 1 cell thick. Okay, that should cover that to get the mark. What else? I mean, give a feature of the capillary network. Now, the network increases the surface area, so we could get away with surface area there because they said network. If we were talking about that capillary specifically, we couldn't say high surface area, I guess, because it's only 1 capillary. There you go. That's my answers for that question, and a little talk through how that question works. Thanks for watching.